Hello and welcome to webmastercampus.com. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how we can convert a string to an array in JavaScript. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to create a file index.html. Next, I'm also going to create a file index.js. Okay, so we have two files. Close the Explorer. Then I'm going back to HTML, write down the HTML code. Next, I'm going to write the h1, the title that we are going to learn. Okay, and then let's connect to our script, which is index.js in the same directory. Here we are. We should be good on this one, and let's open this with live server. So our topic is convert a string to array in JavaScript. How we can do this using JavaScript. So open the console. We can check the result. Here we are, and now let's go and write the code. Okay, so first I'm going to create a message. Let's call this constant msg message, and message should be like this: hello programming world. Okay, and are you learning JavaScript? Okay, so here is the string message that we have. Now I'm going to convert this into an array. Let's call this message array, and here we are. We can just write down the variable, which is message, and then use the function split and just define the empty string into this, and going to write console.log, and let's print this message array. Okay, so you can see what's the result. We are getting the individual letters available in this string converted to individual array items into an array. So these all characters, first the string converted into array, and array items is individual letters. Okay, if you want to change, instead of individual letters, if you want to convert this into like individual words, just give a space between the split. Here you go. You can see all the words converted into array item. And how we can access the items in the array, we can use console.log, and we can write message array. Okay, and define the index, which maybe is 0. Okay, so you can see you are getting the result hello over here, and then if you want, you can use 1 programming. But let's suppose what will happen, index number 10, which is not available, so it will give you undefined. Okay, which is obviously its index number 10 is not defined. So how you can figure out like how many elements or how many items inside an array? It's an easy step. What you can do, you can find the length of an array, which is using the length property. Okay, I'm going to length, so its length is 7, means it is available from 0 to 6. Okay, or you can use other ways to for each loop without to access all the items. It's all up to you. If you want to access it by the simple array mechanism, you can use it, like for loop for I equals to 0. Okay, because array always start with 0, and I less than message array dot length. Okay, semicolon I plus plus, and you can use this code over here, just paste it over here, and we can access the individual indexes by using I over here. Okay, so this is now giving us all the index values which is available, and this will not compromise the length or will not give you undefined, because we are using the message dot array dot length. You can also use disable this code, and you can also use the for each. Let's suppose you are going to use message array dot for each. Okay, once you define that, you can in for each you can use an element, not like this. You can use the element, and use the bracket associate array for this, and you can define the console. Just use the same console.log. Okay, and instead of this we are going to use element, and we should be good on this one because now we are using this message array individual elements using like for each array. Okay, so this is one of other possibility that you can use. So let's suppose now let's deep dive into more about this. Let's suppose we have a numeric values into this. I'm going to disable this too. That might be helpful, or if you can, let's remove this because I believe you have already utilized it. Okay, so let's suppose you have a constant message. Let's call this message double quotes semicolon 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, these are the numbers, and you can see we are getting the single array, but if I remove the space from here it will give you the individual values. But notice these individual values are in single quotes. It means it's a string value. But if you want to convert this in a numeric value or numeric values, you can use .map, okay, and provide the number over here. So what it will do, it will just convert this into a numeric values array. You can also utilize it. Okay, so this is one of the other ways you can use the numbers. Let's take one more example because I believe this split method is quite useful when you will be dealing. Let's suppose you have a web page or something where the ID is something like checkbox. It's like something checkbox ID underscore 12 or something, and you want to access this value on the basis of like I need the ID. I have several checkboxes, like I have 10 or 20 checkboxes. I want to find out the number which checkbox user have selected. You can even use a selected property, but let's suppose you want to get the numeric values. You can also use bracket on the basis of underscore, so you can see this is splitted. And now you know the actual numeric value where it's located, console.log, and you have message array on index number 2, it's available. So you can get the numeric value by using the split function. This is also quite useful. There are other ways to use the methods, okay, and one of this method, I'm going to remove it. I hope you guys have write it down. Okay, so we have another way, which is, let's call this message. Okay, and I'm going to use the second ES15 spread syntax method, which you have value. Now going to define message underscore array. Okay, and this array will be like the syntax is bracket triple dots and message. Okay, and here you go. If you are going to use this, it will just convert your individual letters into an array item. Okay, so you can use the spread syntax to convert this. There is one more way to convert it, which is array.from. So you can also use array.from, and you can provide the message into this, and you will see that it is also going to convert into a array. Okay, the message is going to convert into an array. The more beneficial thing when you are going to use the message is you can also use emojis as well. Like let's suppose we have an array which contains different emojis, and I'm going to disable this for time being now. And you can, or let's call this a message1 and convert this message1, and we have some emojis over here. I'm going to write this into this message1, and you can see you can even converted these emojis string into an individual array item. You can also convert it. I hope this will help you to understand. Then we can have a object assign. There is another possibility of using the object assign. I'm going to disable this. Okay, and we can have a, let's define this again, message underscore array, and we can have object.assign, and in this I'm going to define a blank array and the message which contains the value, and you can also see this is also converting it into a item. Okay, so these are some of the ways we can do it. Or finally, you can also use the for loop to convert the item, which we already learned that, and you can also define. But let's say if I can define you for the knowledge, what we can do, we can define a message array, and let's define a blank value in this, and I'm going to define for loop for constant individual, like let's call that item as item of message, and we can define the message array dot push, and we can use the item to push the individual values inside an array, and when we will print this, you can see the result is still the messaging. Okay, I hope these all different ways I tell you or I guide you will help you to learn more about the JavaScript split functionality or string one to convert into an array. Thank you.